Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Keeping Up with Nat. Your hostess here, Nat. I am really grateful to be here. I am honored to have this time and to have this space to put myself out here and to have you watch, to have you listen and be a part of this with me. And that leads me into what I want to talk about today. Gratitude. Gratitude is the attitude. Fuck yes, it is. Because it is just one of those deep feeling emotions that we can tap into at any given time for us to remember who we are, for us to tune in to soul and to tap into that God source energy that resides within us. And I'm not talking about that simple layer, that first layer of gratitude where like, oh, I'm so thankful to be alive, like that's awesome and stuff. But I mean like the real fucking shit, like the deep shit, the place where you tap in so incredulously and you allow for something so much more to unfold from it that your entire body tingles with delight and has this like feeling that overcomes you, and you know you are in the state of gratitude. And this is a really like one of the simplest and easiest ways to get to bridge the gap from feeling meh to like, or even to feeling shitty, to feeling a little bit better, and then a lot better on a whole different level. And like I was thinking about this last night, I think it was last night, and it was just such an overwhelming feeling of gratitude and remembering that this is the space where magic happens. When you allow yourself to sit... Oh, that was the fire burning. So, okay. When you allow yourself to sit within this realm of your deepest desires, of your most adored manifestations, or just simply of you being, and you tap into this flow, and just more pours out of you, and it's like a never-ending supply of feel-good emotions. And that is where manifestations occur. That is how you create new life force, new energy, new everything from this space. Because you cannot go to that next level or anywhere. You can't move up in your life if you are ungrateful for your shit. Ungrateful for the life that you have led. Putting the blame on things of, oh, my life was so shitty, it was tough, this and this and this happened, and then today this and this and this happened, all because of that life, that past life, all because of what my parents did or whatever. Like putting the blame or shame or guilt or any of that bullshit onto anything outside of you, that is not gonna get you anywhere. Only gonna get you more of that shit that you don't want to feel. And I'm guessing that you are not one of those people that wants to feel that shit, because that is like, that's so over. Like, who wants to, like, no. Anybody who's in my circle does not want to be feeling that way. And that is, I'm gonna highly fucking assume that's you. Because why else would you be watching this or listening to this? And it's one of those like great moments to see where you are at in your own journey, how truthfully and honestly grateful can you be for all the past trauma, all your current situations, all the future stuff. Like, it's like a really freaking high percentage of us humans nowadays have anxiety, which is worry about the future or something. Excuse me, there's like, my nose ring is a little funky. Okay, so when you're able to be in that state of okayness, like more than okayness, because okayness is just like this neutral state. When you're able to like relish and be in deep like reverence for everything that's happened to you, because everything that has happened to you in your past has molded you to be exactly who you are right now. And what you are, who you are right now, everything that's about you right now, you can create whatever it is for your future self, or your future present, by how you react right now, by how you present yourself and show up right now. And that choice is all up to you. It's never up to anybody else. If you put the blame on somebody else, if you give your power to somebody else, that's not sustainable. That is not how you are going to evolve to that next level version of yourself. That's not how you're going to continue purposely manifesting the life, the people, the events, the opportunities into your life by being an ungrateful little bitch. Simple as that. So this is the time in place right now to say no more for that. Like, no more of any of that. Like, even if you're doing it in some places but not in all places, like, you're still doing it. And ask yourself to show yourself to be seen. Ask yourself for it to be shown. Excuse me. That I'm like all cat fuzzy up over here. That's what happens when you live with two cats. And then you're always around cats everywhere you go. And you can ask yourself to be seen. Ha! There I go again. You can ask yourself to be shown where you're bullshitting yourself, where you're not allowing yourself to fully be vulnerable, be real with yourself. Anything. You can ask yourself anything. You are that source energy that is connected to God. You are fucking God. Let's reframe that, because that can that word fucking can be very tricky sometimes. You are a fucking God. And you are not separate from this perfect, beautiful, absolution of this everything, of this entity, of this creator. That is you. That is all you. The moment you separate yourself from that or believe otherwise, that is when you are cutting off your power, your that energy that creates worlds. And it's totally up to you. It's totally up to you to believe that. It's totally up to you not to believe that. I choose to believe that because that is so fucking empowering for me in my life. And I don't mean it in a conceited, egotistical way. I mean it in the most humbled and honored way, to honor the God that has created all. And I'm talking about everything, like everything, that source energy, that omni being, like that every single thing that like I can't even think of the word because it's everything. That energy that is everything. We are that everything. Newsflash, we are that everything. We are not separate from that. And when we are allowing ourselves to really feel into that and see that, even glimpse it, because it's with our human eyes, like with our human like inner eye, we can't even like fully grasp that concept. But when we understand that there is so much more and that we are not separate from it, that is when like all the fucking magic happens. And being in gratitude, tapping into that place where you are just so on point, you are completely surrendering your life to this feeling, to this knowing, to this inner truth. And here comes my cat. Here comes one of them. She's always coming on my lives. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. This is my Luna. And for those on the podcast, my kitty cat is here with me. There she is. She's gotten big. Ooh. And this is how I get cat fur on my face, because I'm just loving on them, huh? So, being in the state of gratitude and allowing that feeling to course through you, being so specific and being so intentional, allows you to step further and deeper and more intently into that next life that you're creating for yourself. And I'm not talking about, in another life once you're dead. I'm talking about in just like this next level version of you. This like when you're done playing this part out. Like an example. Last night I was just thinking about how, or not even last night, just like this entire week, right? What's today? Sunday? This past week. I was just feeling so grateful of my home, my town, my community, these beautiful hills, and like really appreciating every single thing about this place. Like as if it was the day I first got out here, which was about 4 years ago. I was like in such like awe when I first got here because everything was so new and it was like so pretty and green and like lush and foresty and all of this like magical feeling. And somewhere along the line, I got so like busy that a lot of the times I tapped out of that. But then I would remind myself, and then I would tap in while I'm on like a drive or something. Then I'm like, oh yes, be mindful, practice mindfulness, blah, blah, blah. But then this past week, I wanted to go deeper. I knew that there was something way more than I was, like, than that surface level gratitude, mindfulness, whatever I was practicing. Like, there was something so much more. And once I opened myself up to that, once I opened those doors, it's like everything is new again. And it was just really magical. Like I'm noticing every single thing. Like I feel way more comfortable in my skin. My bed is more comfortable. Just like all my plants look way happier. Like just maybe because it's springtime. It's like all I feel and I know because it's all what I had cultivated and generated from the inside. I saw with new eyes. I saw with my heart and in deep appreciation and adoration and love and acknowledgement in such a way that I stopped seeing for a moment, for a long moment. And I get so used to, like, there's these in my past, in the like this past, like my past 20s and whatever, like this last 10 years, I've noticed that once I feel like I'm done with a chapter, I just want to run away and I jump into the next chapter ASAP, like that. Like, I'm like, I don't care how it's gonna happen. I don't worry about it. I just go. And I notice after I do that jump, it's never like fully like aligned because I don't feel like 100% in the inside. I feel like it's more like I'm running from something, even though many times I thought I wasn't running from something. It always ended up that I was running from something, because like sometimes it might be the right choice to just to like get up and move right away, or like do whatever right away. Sometimes that will be the right choice. But in none of those times in my life was it that right choice. And I feel like that has been like a really big lesson for me in life, like to just fucking chill. To be in absolute gratitude, to know that it doesn't have to be any way, like any other way, that it doesn't have to happen overnight, but if I wanted it to, that it could. And to just enjoy the moment and enjoy what I'm creating, what I have created. And being here in this space has reminded me of that so much more deeply. And I don't know how long I'm going to be staying here in this cabin. And with that thought, with that idea, with that knowledge, it's exciting. It's exciting because I feel like I'm here more. Like I'm present and grounded and aware so much more than instead of like wanting to run away, instead of thinking about all of these things like, oh no, where am I going to go next? Or what's going to happen? How's this going to happen? How am I going to have the opportunity? Like what's going to happen? Like all of these things, like this bullshitty thoughts and ideas that, and fear of something that it doesn't even exist yet. But it would if I continued to feel that way. If I continued on with that fear, that's what I'm creating. So that's one of those reminders, like what our thoughts are right now is a glimpse of what we will create in the future. So just be mindful, like watch your thoughts, watch what your feelings are, because your feelings are the guidance of what your thoughts are, of like what the main stories going on under there. And it's been really beautiful to be able to just sit in this space, create what I know I'm meant to be creating here, working on my business, working on myself. I am my number one priority, and that is what I'm here to do, how I'm here to help others and to support others and remind them that they are their own number one priority, and to amplify and expedite their own process and journey and take them to that next level version of themselves. And the only way I can do that is if I do that for myself, is if I do that work, is when I get that mentorship from somebody else who's been where I'm at and exceeded and amplified and expedited their own process. And it's like all of these like steps, all of these experiences all because of being here in the now, of being in gratitude for now, of being in gratitude for the past, of being in gratitude for the future, for what's to come. Because I know to fully trust, to fully surrender into that trust, because God has my back. God is my source for all, for everything. God is my source for all opportunity. God is my source for all money. God is my source for my joy. God is my source for my love. God is my source for the understanding and sometimes clarity if it gets to be, that way. But sometimes you don't need to have that clarity. You just need to have that trust, and that trust in your guidance system to take that next step, to take that next leap. But you must be okay and in gratitude for where you are right now. You cannot, and I can't stress this enough, let's fix that. You cannot get anywhere else and step into that higher level if you're not okay with where you are now. If you're not content with where you're not in. If you're not content with where you are now. Because then you're just going to perpetuate the same old bullshit story. Different place, different space, different faces, different places, but same shitty results. I think that's how it goes. I don't know, that's how I'm saying it. Different places with different faces, but same shitty results. That's what happens when you run from where you're at. That's what happens when you are not in gratitude for where you're at, and like deep appreciation for yourself, for everything that you've created. Because why would God give you something better when you can't be okay, when you can't be thankful and grateful for what you have right now, for what God has given you and gifted you right now in this moment? That makes no sense. It absolutely does not. So remember, be grateful, and I mean really fucking grateful. Be super descriptive about it. Have a practice where you not just write out, oh, I'm thankful for my family, I'm thankful for my cat, I'm thankful for my dog, I'm thankful for whatever. Like, I'm talking about how they make you feel. I'm grateful for my cat because she makes, cats. But I'm grateful for this one cat because she makes me feel so loved. She makes me feel so warm and soft and like I'm the best human ever. And she is the best thing to snuggle up with at night and to hold and to love on and like that, like shit, like I could just keep going on and on. But something like that where you really tap into that and you just keep going and going and going. You will feel so fucking good. Like you will be like pouring out this good feeling and it will affect the world. That is the overflow from your filled cup. And that, my friends, is the juice. And that is where the magic happens. That is when instant manifestations occur. That is when your entire life changes. Thank you very much for being here. This has been episode 2 of Keepin Up With Nat. And remember, my beauties, journey in and on. Peace.